So you also work a lot with parents, and what sort of tools? I mean, I just think about Soul Therapy School and how it would revolutionize the way parents are raising their children based on the information that you have and that they learn about how to respond and connect and raise a child. What makes Soul Therapy School also a way to, well, raise a community, raise a child, raise...
Okay, it's not particularly about how to raise a child. It's understanding who that individual is. So from the soul level of understanding, what is the purpose of the child? What is the communication level of which that child originates from? So we have many children around the planet that are labeled autistic, ADD, ADHD, and so many different labels. And what is happening is there is a spiritual disconnection of a community, which is the government, which is the educational system, which is parents who are not educated in understanding a spiritual component of an individual's life. So what I have created and what I have put together in a program is for, and also in personal coaching, is for parents to understand who their child is. Because in an old paradigm, what people have done is just thought that they can dominate their children and that their children are just, subsets of themselves. And what parents do is bring in these old programs that they've experienced from 20, 30 years ago with their parents, which is unhealed emotions. And so when we have children who are expressing aggressiveness, frustration, or complete withdrawal, and they're not communicating with anyone, or they sit and they fidget with things, or they have nightmares, or they're completely fearful and have massive anxiety. Most people in North America, what they would do is go to the doctor. A doctor's sole concern is to fulfill a prescribed need, which comes in the form of medication. Medication alters an individual's biochemistry. You're not even touching upon what's happening to the individual. You're not even asking the question of, why is it that you are frustrated? Why is it do you have fear? Why is it that you have these anxieties and you don't know where they come from? And most likely they would get an answer of, I don't know. And doctor doesn't know because their sole job is to prescribe something for the symptom and not really go into the core of the issue. And what I do is I'm able to telepathically work with children across the planet, and I'm able to communicate to children no matter where they are and understand why they are experiencing their environment and their emotional, mental body the way they are, and also have a conversation with them in understanding what level of perception are they interpreting the world from. So I've worked with children who are completely withdrawn from society, and they're not interacting in their school, and they're just not present. And so one case study that I did, working with this child, he told me exactly what he loved to do. He told me exactly where he liked to do it, how he liked to interact, and what he was really working on. When somebody, as an adult, would look at him and see him withdrawn and fidgeting. And then as a parent, what happens? There is shame, there's guilt, there is massive frustration. There's so much frustration because this parent is being told by a medical community or by the school that there's something wrong with their child and that they might have to go to another class that's specialized, or that child needs to go on medication. Suppressing a spiritual expression will never help or create a solution for the child who is an advanced being. And so what happens is that I communicate with the child and we figure out exactly where that child's living in its own reality. And then I communicate to the parents for the child exactly what it is that they need to do as a parent. And only until that parent begins to do those things will the relationship with their child completely alter and the child's needs are being fully met. And it's amazing because there's societies that have no clue about the spiritual essence of a human being, let alone their own child. And being able to have a full conversation about what is going on and then impart that to a parent. Because most parents are out in the dark, completely confused, have no desire to go into different researching of what it is. Could be alternative, holistic, spiritual, and it usually is a last resort. So most parents come to me and they think, well, this is my last resort because I've been to the doctors, my child's been on medication, especially what's happening around the world today. You know, children 3 and 4 and 5 years old are being diagnosed of a spiritual experience, which is diagnosed as something as autistic or ADD or ADHD or Asperger's, something. Not even giving a moment to go deeper into the context of what is taking place. So why is this child behaving in, a behavior where you might get really excited one moment and then go and sit in the corner the next? Or why is a child having nightmares every single night and then being fearful? Most parents have no clue. So I educate parents. And I educate parents for children. So I work with children to be able to educate the parents. And it's an amazing thing because it's really quick and it's just really effective. And children are so open to communicate. And when they know that I communicate because they can hear me. So when we go into that dialogue, then their soul opens up to a place where they divulge all of the information of what it is that they want the parents to know, and the parents just aren't listening, or they can't even see the signs or the symbols, or even mentally come up with a construct reality of what is happening.